Food freedom, the final frontier. Much love, we are here. I hear the birds out chirping. That means the energy's working. The birds are out chirping. That means the energy's twerking. We're ready. So much love. Thank you so much for joining once again. We are reading Food Freedom, the Final Frontier. Thank you for listening. I'm so glad you're here. And we'll continue today. And we're going to be wrapping it up. We'll start on the chapter, The Healing Power of Forgiveness. The healing power of forgiveness. Starts with a quote from Paul Boos. Forgiveness does not change the past, but it does enlarge the future. Paul Boos. Have you ever felt weighed down by emotional baggage from the past, things that you've done, people who've hurt you, or even unresolved conflicts? It is something we all carry around with us, whether we are aware of it or not. For those of us on a spiritual journey, especially if you are exploring pranic living or Breatharianism, this emotional weight can interfere with the energy we are trying to cultivate and sustain. That's where the Ho'oponopono meditation comes in. Ho'oponopono is a traditional Hawaiian practice of reconciliation and forgiveness. It is simple, but incredibly powerful. The practice involves repeating 4 phrases. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I thank you. I love you. At first glance, it might seem like a basic forgiveness meditation, but there's so much more to it. Especially for those of us seeking a deeper connection to energy and life force. In a nutshell, let's dive into how this beautiful meditation can help those of us on the food freedom path, helping us to release old energies, forgive, and make space for higher vibrations. Ho'oponopono is a way to clear out negative emotions, past hurts, and unresolved conflicts. The idea is that by taking responsibility for our part in every relationship, whether it is with others, with ourselves, or even the universe, we can heal and let go of what no longer serves us. The meditation consists of repeating those 4 phrases. I'm sorry, acknowledging and taking responsibility for any harm or hurt you may have caused, whether intentional or not. Please forgive me, asking for forgiveness, not only from others, but also from yourself. It is about releasing guilt and letting go. Thank you, expressing gratitude for the lessons and experiences, no matter how painful they were, because they have contributed to your growth. I love you, offering unconditional love to yourself, to others, and to the universe. It is the ultimate healing force. As a pranic living practitioner, you are already working on freeing yourself from the physical dependency on food. But what about the emotional food we often consume? The resentment, the guilt, the anger, or shame. These emotional states can drain your energy just as much as physical food can weigh down the body. Ho'oponopono meditation offers a way to clear out those emotional blockages. By releasing the past, you are making space for the life-giving energy of prana to flow through you more freely. This practice isn't just about forgiveness. It is about healing at a deep energetic level. In my past, there were so many people in my life that I had hurt. Also people who had hurt me that I harbored resentments to. There were emotions within me of anger, vengeance, vindictiveness, feelings of blame, guilt, and shame. As the saying goes, hurt people hurt people.
How's everything with you?
I ended up causing so much pain and turmoil in the lives of people who didn't deserve it. But I lacked integrity and honesty with myself. Because I lacked self-love and self-esteem. Because I lacked maturity and self-control. As a consequence of this destructive cycle, I had to make peace with the legacy I left in the lives of the one that I hurt. By practicing the whole Ho'oponopono meditation, I was able to release a lot of the burden that had been weighing down on me for years. I was able to syringe and extract a lot of the poison that I had held in my heart. Let's break down how this meditation can help you. Clearing emotional blockages. Holding on to grudges or unresolved emotions create energetic blockages in the body. These blockages can interfere with the flow of prana, making it harder to access higher states of energy. By meditating on people from your past, whether they have hurt you or you have hurt them, and using Ho'oponopono to forgive and release, you are clearing out those blockages. It is like cleaning out an energetic closet. Once those emotional ties are untangled, your energy is freer to flow. Healing old wounds. Breatharianism is all about letting go of attachments, especially physical ones, like the need for food. But emotional wounds can keep us tethered to old patterns, making it harder to transition into a state of energetic nourishment. Ho'oponopono allows you to heal these old wounds, whether they come from past relationships, family dynamics, or even your relationship with yourself. The healing process is crucial for fully embracing the pranic lifestyle, because you are not just healing your body, you are also healing your entire being. Raising your vibration. As you release the heavy emotions of the past, you naturally start to raise your vibration. Higher vibrational states are essential for pranic living because they align you with the subtler forms of nourishment that come from the air, the sunlight, and universal energy. Ho'oponopono helps you step into a state of love, forgiveness, and gratitude, all of which are high vibration emotions. By meditating on these, you are aligning yourself with the very energy you are seeking to live off. Cultivating compassion for yourself and others. Often, we are hardest on ourselves. In the pranic living journey, it is easy to get frustrated when we experience setbacks or struggle with old habits. Ho'oponopono teaches us to forgive not just others, but also ourselves. It reminds us that we are human, that growth is a process, and that self-compassion is essential. The more you can forgive yourself for past mistakes or moments of weakness, the more you'll free yourself to continue on your breatharian path with more ease. So how can you integrate Ho'oponopono into your pranic journey? It is incredibly simple and can be done anytime, anywhere. Here's a basic guide. Settle into a quiet space. Find a comfortable, quiet place to sit or lie down. Close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths, just to center yourself. Bring to mind someone or something that you want to heal. This could be a person who hurt you, someone you've wronged, or even a situation that caused you pain. It could also be yourself, your relationship with your body, your emotions, or your past. Repeat the 4 phrases. Hold that person or situation in mind as you begin to repeat the Ho'oponopono phrases. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I thank you. I love you. You can say them out loud or silently, whichever feels more powerful to you. Feel the release. As you repeat these phrases, truly feel the emotions behind them. Feel the apology, the forgiveness, the gratitude, and the love. Imagine the negative energy dissolving and being replaced by lightness and peace. End with gratitude. When you feel ready, take a moment to thank yourself for doing the work of healing. You are making space for more prana, more energy, and more light to flow into your life. Whether you're just starting out on your journey or you've been on the path for a while, Ho'oponopono can be a valuable practice to support your transformation. In the end, this meditation is about healing on all levels: physical, emotional, and spiritual, so you can continue feeling lighter, freer, and more aligned with the breath of life. The jade fluid. We begin by a quote from Dao Zhang. The jade fluid flows within, preserving the body and soul. Dao Zhang. When I was very young and with my family in Charleston, South Carolina, I recall that we were in a drive-thru for McDonald's. The car was full of grown-ups and kids, and I remember them ordering through the drive-thru window. They were grabbing the standard Happy Meals, burgers, and fries for the family. I distinctly recall asking them if I could also have something to drink, and they jokingly replied, "Drink your spit." The impression they left on me that day, when they told me to drink my saliva, never left me. I was horrified, appalled, and even angry. However, 2 decades later, I realized that my family had no idea what kind of power they had alluded to. They had unknowingly given me the keys to the kingdom. What if I told you that one of the most profound tools for your breatharian journey lies within your own body, quietly being produced, even as you listen to these words? In fact, it is something so ordinary that we barely give it a second thought. Yet, in the realm of Taoist alchemy, this substance has been revered for centuries as a sacred nectar, known to nourish life and elevate the spirit. Yes, I'm talking about saliva, what Taoist masters referred to as the jade fluid. As you are transitioning into more pranic living, the practice of honoring the relationship with your body, your energy, and even the subtle fluids it produces is crucial. Saliva, though seemingly mundane, can play a unique role in this process. Let's dive deep into why this simple practice can be a transformative tool for ascension. Saliva is more than just moisture. In Taoist alchemy, saliva is viewed as a sacred bodily fluid. It is considered a concentrated form of life force, a carrier of Jing, which is your primal essence, your deepest well of vitality. Think of saliva as liquid qi, capable of enhancing your internal energy when consciously harnessed. Taoists believed that gathering and swallowing saliva with intention could replenish your Jing, nourish your internal organs, and help sustain your body even when food is scarce. Or, in the case of pranic living, as a form of nourishment. As you make your transition towards food freedom, one of the greatest challenges is overcoming the deep-rooted belief that food is the sole source of nourishment. During this process, tools like saliva alchemy can help ease the shift. Saliva becomes a kind of internal nectar, not only moistening the mouth, but also symbolizing the flow of qi that nourishes the body from within. It is a bridge between the material and the energetic, helping you transition into the breath and energy-based life. As breatharians, we slowly move back from external sources of nourishment, like food and water, towards more subtle, inner sources of sustenance. Saliva alchemy is a perfect practice for this because it operates at that very threshold. When you consciously gather and swallow saliva, you are feeding your body in a different way, with more intention. You are signaling to your system that nourishment comes from within. This isn't just metaphorical, it is a real energetic process. By paying attention to the gathering of saliva, you begin to activate the body's natural energy circuits. This fluid, as they called the jade fluid, when swallowed intentionally, can help guide the qi through your energy channels, such as the microcosmic orbit, a concept in both Taoist and Pranic traditions, describing the path through the lower belly, under the spine, back around to the front of the body. You are not just passively producing saliva, you are actively engaging with it, using it as a medium to direct your energy, just as you would use breath in meditation. In fact, many practitioners find that during periods of fasting or deep meditation, the mouth begins to fill with saliva more often. This is not a coincidence. Your body is producing and responding to your heightened state of awareness and energetic refinement. The saliva produced during these states, the meditative states, is thought to be of higher quality, filled with more life force. By consciously swallowing it, you are nourishing the body with that same heightened energy, reinforcing the notion that the universe provides all that is needed. Here's a quote by Huangji Neijing. When the mouth is full of saliva, it can moisten the 5 organs and make the muscles strong. Huangji Neijing. So how exactly do we engage with this practice? It is simple, yet powerful. First, be present with your body. Find a quiet space where you will be undisturbed. Bring your awareness fully into your body, particularly focusing on your mouth and the production of saliva. The process is already happening naturally, but by giving it your full attention, you begin to activate its deeper potential. Swirl the saliva. Allow saliva to gather in your mouth. If it helps, take a few deep breaths to relax your system. Once you feel the saliva pooling, swirl it gently around your mouth. Feel its texture, its presence, and notice the subtle shifts in your body's energy. Some Taoist texts suggest imagining the saliva as liquid light, a golden elixir that fills your mouth with vitality. Swallow with intention. When you feel ready, swallow the saliva slowly. Imagine it descending like liquid energy into your lower dantian, the energy center just below your navel. Visualize it nourishing this energy center, providing sustenance and life force directly to your core. Some also visualize the saliva moving through their energy channels, such as the throat, the heart, the solar plexus, the sacral, the root. Feeling the organs and even circulating it through the microcosmic orbit. Breathe into the experience. After swallowing, take a few deep breaths, allowing yourself to feel the effects. Notice how your body responds. Some may feel a subtle warmth. Others may feel a sense of calmness or grounding, or nothing at first. The important part here is less about a specific sensation and more about strengthening your awareness of your body's responsiveness in general. The more you practice, the more attuned you'll become to the energetic shifts that occur. In pranic living, every tool that connects us more deeply to the energetic nourishment of life is a gift. Saliva alchemy, with its roots in ancient Taoist wisdom, is one of those tools. By cultivating the jade fluid, you are strengthening your connection to your own internal life force. enhancing your ability to live without external food sources. You are essentially telling your body, I can nourish myself from within. I trust in the universal energy that flows through me. The rules of the game have changed. Saliva now becomes more than just a byproduct of digestion. It becomes a sacred nectar, a reminder that we are always provided for by the universe, in ways both seen and unseen. The more we trust in this process, the more effortlessly we transition into a state where food and even water become less central to our survival. As you practice this alchemy, you may also notice shifts in your consciousness. The practice, while physically simple, has profound spiritual implications. Saliva, as a carrier of qi, can serve as a medium for ascension, helping to activate higher states of awareness. In Taoist alchemy, the golden elixir was not just for physical health, but was also a tool for immortality, both physical and spiritual. While your goal in pranic living may not necessarily be physical immortality, the concept of transcending traditional limitations certainly aligns with this ancient wisdom. The practice offers a beautiful, accessible tool for anyone on this freedom path. By honoring this internal nectar, you are stepping into a new paradigm of nourishment, one that draws from the infinite rather than the finite. And in doing so, you're ascending one drop of elixir at a time. So next time you notice the gathering of fluid in your mouth, think again before dismissing it. You may embrace it as a reminder of the deep well of life force within you, waiting to nourish you from the inside out. Exhaustion to exploration. We begin with a quote from Howard Thurman. Don't ask yourself what the world needs. Ask yourself what makes you come alive. And go do that. Because what the world needs is more people who have come alive. Howard Thurman. Have you ever felt like you're just working to survive? It's a pretty common feeling. Waking up every day to go to a job that you don't really enjoy, just to earn enough money to get by. You need that paycheck to pay for food, for shelter, and the energy to keep going. But then, after the weekend, or maybe just a short break, you're right back at it, exhausted, and with seemingly no choice other than to keep working. It is this endless loop: work to eat, eat to work, and so on. Sound familiar? It is a trap that many of us fall into. I was in this cycle for so many years. It was the most depressing and unfulfilling period of my life. My number one escape during those times was video games. I would fantasize while on the job about the virtual reality I was going to immerse myself into fully after clocking out. I would stand in long lines at GameStop to pick up the next adventure game that would whisk me away from my present-day problems. Then I would wake up on the couch, drooling from my mouth, to rush into traffic and head back to the job that I dreaded. This cycle of overworking isn't just draining physically, it is mentally exhausting too. It almost feels like you're running on a treadmill, trying to get somewhere, but never actually arriving. What if you knew there was a way out? A way to break free from the endless loop and find fulfillment without feeling like you are stuck working just to survive. That is where the philosophy and the practice of pranic living and food freedom comes in. When you reframe the very idea of needing food as your main source of energy, it changes the whole ballgame. Let's explore how this shift can help you break the cycle of burnout and overwork. We live in a society where success is often measured by how hard we work and how much money we make. From a young age, we are taught that in order to be successful, we have to grind, we have to hustle, and push ourselves to the limit. I fell into this philosophy as well. And why? Mostly to have enough money to cover our basic needs, our food, our housing, and bills. Here's the kicker. The more and harder we work, the more exhausted we become. And what do we use to recharge? Food. It's a quick fix. You grab a coffee, eat a big meal, and for a little while, you feel like you've refueled enough to keep going. But then what? You go back to work, only to drain yourself all over again. It is like constantly filling up a gas tank with just enough fuel to make it to the next gas station, but never enough to go anywhere meaningful. This cycle of work, exhaustion, and temporary refueling through food is exactly why burnout is so rampant. We are working ourselves to the bone just to sustain a level of energy that barely gets us by. And the irony is, all this overworking just leads us to spend more money on things like takeout, caffeine, and convenience foods, because we're too tired and too stressed to take care of ourselves adequately. Now imagine, for a moment, if you didn't need food as your primary source of energy. What if you could nourish yourself from something more subtle, something even more abundant? When you live a more pranic lifestyle, you are essentially stepping outside of the system. You are unplugging and jacking out of the matrix. Think about it. What if you didn't need to work just to afford food? What would your life look like? Suddenly, you might have more time, more energy, more freedom to do what truly fulfills you. Here are a few ways that adopting this approach can break the cycle of overworking and burnout. First, decreased survival stress. No more working just to eat. You free up more time and mental space to rest, feeling curious, and nurture your relationships. The stress of needing to earn money just for basic survival is significantly reduced when you lessen or completely remove the need for food consumption. Increased energy. Living more on prana can actually lead to more sustained, balanced energy throughout the day. Instead of the ups and downs of sugar crashes, caffeine highs, and heavy meals that leave you feeling sluggish, you are drawing energy from a more constant source. And that means more vitality and less burnout. More time for self-discovery. Without the constant stress from overwork and chasing meals, you have more time to reflect on what truly matters to you. What would you do if from eating healthier, less, or no physical food at all, you simply had more energy after work hours to explore other nourishing extracurricular activities? In what creative, playful, or intellectually stimulating ways would you get to know yourself outside of habitually consuming food? A simpler, more fulfilled life. Pranic living is more about living in alignment with your true self in the natural world. You realize that happiness and fulfillment don't necessarily come from material possessions or the food on your plate. They come from within. It's a form of liberation where you stop chasing the next paycheck or the meal to feel satisfied and start embracing your enoughness to feel worthy of the abundance within and all around. Of course, it is important to recognize that not everyone is going to suddenly stop eating or quit their job overnight. But even starting to incorporate aspects of this lifestyle, such as fasting, mindful eating, or meditation, can help you break the overworking cycle. When you start to nourish yourself from within, whether you're breathing deeply, reading, soaking in the sunlight, painting, practicing yoga or meditation, you begin to understand that energy is available all around you. Not just through food or money. This shift in perspective alone can be incredibly freeing. You might still choose to work, but now it's on your own terms. Maybe you take a step back from the grind and realize you don't need to work as many hours. Maybe you start pursuing something you are passionate about instead of staying stuck in a job you hate, like I did. The key is that you are no longer working just to survive. You are working, if you choose to work, to thrive. Whether you hate your job like I did, you like your job, or you love your job, reshaping the ways you nourish yourself and spend your time before, during, and after work hours offers an invaluable gift. Becoming less dependent on physical food for nourishment or coping with stress makes both internal and external space to blend your innate creative powers with a job community and your calling. It offers an opportunity to shift from the exhaustion of chasing relief to the curiosity of exploration. When harmony is found between doing and being, a job and your passion, your career and your calling, your purpose is revealed with more and more ease. When you transition from seeking comfort through consumption and numbing to seeking fulfillment through creation and community, the need for chasing dreams or running from fears dissipates, and you attract abundance in ways you only once dreamt of. In short, fasting paired with my own nonlinear exploration of meditation, creation, and community made space for me to follow a more simple path, which led me here to writing and sharing my joy with you. Transitioning over the years from primarily nourishing myself from food to prana, from a place of exhaustion to exploration, allowed me to take more inspired actions. This led me to my community, and before I knew it, I was getting paid to just be me, to be loved, and to spread love. In what big or small ways are you willing to make more internal and external space to be your more authentic self? In what ways will you commit to opening your heart to the abundance in and all around you? Write it down and put it somewhere you will see it often. I believe in you. Let's rise together, one breath at a time. The original plug. We begin by a quote from Baba Rave. Shout out to Rave. You look at the ground and you see how many specks of grass are growing through the ground and how much life and ether has to be under that earth for this whole field of earth plane to have so much grass on it. That's so much ether underground that's growing all this grass. That's one of the things when I think about grounding. I now imagine like this gushing stream of ether, just promoting all this grass and all these trees, huge trees. That's a lot of ether. You know what I mean? How could that not grow me just in a minor way and charge me up even a little bit? If it can charge up all this grass and all these shrubs and all these trees, I'm going to get some of that. Baba Rave. There's something magical about being in nature, isn't there? Whether it is the feeling of sunlight on your skin, the fresh air filling your lungs, or the serenity that comes from hearing birds sing in the trees. Nature has a way of healing us. For those on the pranic living path, this connection to nature isn't just a nice to have. It is a crucial element in our journey. Nature, in all its simplicity, holds timeless wisdom and energy that supports a self-sustaining life. I can recall different times during my journey where my energy would suddenly take a huge dive, seemingly from out of nowhere. I would have shortness of breath, crippling anxiety, and irregular heartbeats, almost like a full-blown panic attack. I struggled to figure out what had gone wrong with my nervous system. I would contemplate going to the emergency room as I could not understand the issue. After much worry and fret, I would eventually make my way outside of my apartment, and I would touch the grass with my feet while breathing slowly. I would walk about the grass, and in about 15 to 30 minutes, everything would be right back to normal. my nervous system would be back in balance. It blew me away at how disconnected I was from the earth. It let me know that the earth is really the original plug. Our body is like a cell phone made of trillions of cells, and we connect this device to the charger, which is Mother Earth, Pachamama, Mother Gaia. One of the most transformative practices you can incorporate into your daily life is simply walking barefoot on the grass. It sounds almost too simple to be effective, but the impact of grounding, also known as earthing, is incredibly powerful. When your bare feet touch the earth, whether it is grass, the sand, or the soil, you are not just standing on solid ground. You are tapping into the earth's reservoir of negative ions, which have immeasurable health benefits. It is no coincidence that after spending time barefoot on the ground, many people report feeling a noticeable boost in energy, mental clarity, and even mood improvement. So what's actually happening? The earth is rich with electrons that can neutralize the excess positive charge we accumulate from electromagnetic pollution, stress, and our modern disconnected lifestyles. By making direct contact with the earth, we allow our bodies to absorb these electrons, which act as antioxidants in our system, plugging ourselves into nature's battery charger. This flow of electrons from the earth can reduce inflammation, improve sleep, and promote healing. And for those of us on the pranic path, grounding becomes even more critical because it aligns us energetically with the earth's frequency, helping us feel more sustained by the prana and the ether in the environment. What's fascinating is that grounding can also play a role in reducing hunger. Yes, you heard that correctly. The act of absorbing the earth's negative ions helps to stabilize and balance your body's energy field, making it easier to tap into pranic nourishment. As your body becomes more in tune with the natural energy around you, you may find that your cravings for physical food start to diminish. Many practitioners of pranic living, myself included, have noticed that spending more time in nature and grounding has a direct impact on how much external nourishment we feel we need. Instead of relying on food for energy, we are able to pull in more life force from our surroundings. Walking barefoot on the grass, especially during the early morning when the dew is fresh, amplifies this connection. Now let's talk about another practice that goes hand in hand with grounding: forest bathing. This is not about taking a bath in the traditional sense, but immersing yourself in the sights, the sounds, and the smells of a forest. The Japanese have long embraced this practice, calling it Shinrin Yoku. Shinrin Yoku, which literally means taking in the forest atmosphere. Trees emit phytonicides, which are natural oils that protect them from insects and bacteria. But when we breathe in these oils, they do wonders for our immune system. The air in a forest is also filled with negative ions, just like the ground we walk on, that uplift our mood and energize our bodies. As a breatharian or someone on the food freedom path, forest bathing can enhance your ability to absorb prana, the trees, the plants, the earth beneath your feet. All of this is alive with energy. And when we surround ourselves with that life force, it naturally feeds our own energetic bodies. Spending time in nature becomes a form of nourishment in and of itself. Barefoot walking isn't just about grounding. It is about returning to a more natural way of being. Our ancestors walked barefoot for most of their lives, allowing their feet to connect directly with the earth. Modern shoes, while convenient, have insulated us from this vital connection. And that's an interesting thing because we forget that shoes are an invention, you know. When you walk barefoot, you stimulate reflexology points in your feet, which correspond to different organs and systems in your body. This not only promotes physical healing, but also helps balance your energy flow, enhancing your pranic intake. Your feet, in many ways, are the bridge between your body and the earth's energy field. By walking barefoot, you open that bridge and allow the energy to flow freely between you and the ground. On a deeper level, barefoot walking helps to ground your spirit. It reminds you of your inherent connection to Pachamama and the life force that sustains all living beings. As we take each step, we are reminded that we are part of a greater whole and that the energy of Mother Gaia is always available to support us. So the next time you feel the pull of nature, instead of ignoring it, take your shoes off. Let your feet sink into the grass and rise. Let the energy rise up through your body. Like we've once heard, put your soul in the soil and let the soul heal your soul. Spend time in a forest or by the ocean. Let yourself bathe in the prana that is so abundant there. Eventually, you become one with nature wherever you are, even if it is in the dirt, in the desert. A tree outside the bank or a dandelion on an empty lawn. You may have a spotty Wi-Fi connection, but you'll be strongly connected to Mother Earth, the original plug. Shout out to the plug. The dawn of a new reality. As we draw this journey to a close, it is important to acknowledge this process as a new beginning rather than an ending. You have walked with me through a world of boundless possibilities where food freedom, pranic living, and higher consciousness are not just abstract concepts, but tangible realities waiting to unfold. The pranic path is one of co-creation, ascension, and the realization of our inherent potential to live in harmony with the energy that sustains all life. What we've explored throughout this book is the understanding that we, as human beings, are here for more than mere survival. We are here to thrive. We are creators, not just individually, but collectively. Our thoughts, our beliefs, and intentions shape the very fabric of our reality. The energy of prana, the crystalline grid, the light consciousness that nourishes us. It is all part of the same symphony. And you, dear listener, are a key player in this evolutionary shift. As we have discussed, humanity is standing at a critical juncture. The earth itself is shifting into a higher frequency, where as we harmonize with these changes, our bodies transform from the dense physical nourishment to lighter, more energetic sustenance. This is our current reality. It is happening right now, within you, and within the collective consciousness. Every choice you make to step away from fear, density, and limitation is a step towards the reality of light, freedom, and health. You are part of something much larger than you may have realized when you first began listening to these words. Every time you choose to align with this new energy, every time you decide to release old belief systems and embrace the new idea that prana can actually nourish you, you are contributing to the transformation of the planet. Each thought, each action, each moment of awareness is a building block in the creation of a new world. As Michaela Sheldon and others have channeled, this is the dawn of a new age. the crystalline energy, the universal support, and the multidimensional grid are all aligning to facilitate this transition. This is the time where humanity will remember its true nature. We are pioneers of this new age, where health, longevity, and vibrancy are no longer aspirations, but are lived experience. Imagine what this future will look like. Picture yourself in a world where the collective agreement has shifted, where prana is recognized as a legitimate source of nourishment, where disease and suffering are relics of the past, and where human beings thrive in the full expression of their potential. Imagine a world where light equals light, where the material world is not a barrier, but a conduit for the divine energy that flows through us all. Instead of just a dream or a fantasy, this is the path we are already on. Your consciousness, your thoughts, your belief in what is possible. These are the seeds of a new world. You are contributing simply by being open to these ideas, by letting them resonate within you. So where do we go from here? The answer is simple. We continue. We continue to raise our consciousness. We continue to co-create with the earth, with each other, and with the divine. We continue to walk the walk, knowing that we are never alone, knowing that we are necessary players in this process. Hold on to the belief that all things are possible. Remain open to the new, the unseen, the higher dimensions of existence that are now within your reach. And most importantly, continue to live with the awareness that you, yes, you, are the creator of your reality. And you hold within you the power to manifest a world of peace, health, and harmony. As you close this book, know that this is your invitation to spread the vibration. Be it until you see it. Thank you for being part of this journey, for playing your role in humanity's evolution, and for choosing to believe in a brighter, more harmonious future. And blessings, blessings, blessings. That is it. We have concluded. Much love. We are finished. Blessings, blessings. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for glistening. Thank you for hearing this reading as we've been proceeding, realizing that we have all that we're needing, no longer depleting, but still pranic feeding. Much love to you, my friend. And this is available, this book that we just read through. It's called Food Freedom, The Final Frontier. You can find it on Amazon, and as well as our Patreon, which is a well of knowledge, a resource for you, a pranic library with books just like this, as well as other books on this knowledge, the ones that they didn't teach us in college. Not just fasting and things that are long lasting, but nourishment on a whole new level. So you can check out that website. The website is patreon.com/pranicpath, with multiple audios, videos, and books for your reading, your auditory, and your visual pleasure. Much love. It is always a treasure. And once again, that website for you, patreon.com/pranicpath. And we'll see you there, my friend. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. Keep the grateful, thankful spirit. And may the rest of your life and the breath of your life be the best of your life. My friend, this is Jerome Shaw. Take care.